Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we will be discussing a quick preview of Burnley versus Manchester United, a fixture that may not grab too many headlines, but it is certainly intriguing after the sacking of Rúben Amorim from Manchester United. And how will Burnley look to upset United, take advantage of the chaos that United are in right now? So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we'll be discussing quick lineups, predicted lineups, my prediction at the end of the game, and how tactically United and Burnley will be looking to upset each other and gain all 3 points. So let's start with Burnley. Let's discuss Burnley. I think it's an opportunity for Burnley since United are in chaos right now. Turf Moor presents a rare chance for Burnley, sitting second from bottom. But they are in deep trouble, I guess. I guess they will be relegated with 11 points. I don't know, not too many points. 12 points, I guess, from the last 20 games or something. And they are winless in the last 11 consecutive matches, with only 6 points separating them from safety in the table. Their form has been poor on both ends. They score very few goals and they concede a lot of goals. Although I think they only have scored 8 goals in their home matches this season and have conceded not too many, but still I think United can take advantage of that. Meanwhile, Manchester United, right after the sacking of Rúben Amorim, a decision that stems not just from the results but tactical friction between the manager and the board and the inconsistency during his stint. Amorim's win rate historically has been the lowest of all the United managers, I guess, and his public criticisms didn't help, so they had to let him go. With United's dressing room in chaos and Fletcher now in charge, I think this game could be a moment for Burnley to take advantage of United's vulnerabilities at home, and then because they're chasing points, and spark some momentum to save them from getting relegated. Now let's get into how Burnley will probably line up and how they are supposed to be playing with their tactics and struggles. So Burnley, managed by Scott Parker this season, have been increasingly defensive and direct, but not too much effective. I don't think they have scored too many goals. They struggle to create chances. They scored just 5 goals in the last 6 games, and their defense has leaked at nearly 2 goals per game in that stretch. So it's quite a lot they are conceding in the previous few games and not scoring too many. So feels like an opportunity for United to gain all 3 points. But as we all know, whenever we've had an opportunity to close the gap, move into the top 4, move into the top 5, United have never taken these chances. So I think that could be the case tomorrow. Injuries and squad depletion have compounded Burnley's issues as well, with several starters unavailable and struggling for fitness. And themselves, they are low on creativity, no attacking input, particularly from the likes of Foster, who actually scored at Old Trafford. If you remember the last game, Burnley have lacked the cutting edge to pull off these upsets, but you cannot count any team when they're playing against Man United. Their approach would probably be to stay compact, looking to frustrate United with defense-first mentality and perhaps hit us on the counter like they did at Old Trafford. They can play good football at times, I'm not denying that. But the reality is they have been struggling in the past few games with limited positive outcomes so far this season. Next up, we'll look at how United might line up under Darren Fletcher, the interim caretaker. He's a United legend when it comes to the players and the playing staff. Fletcher's influence is expected to United to pivot to a back 4 from the back 3 that Rúben Amorim used to play, likely a 4-2-3-1 probably, or 4-3-3 formation with 2 holding midfielders to stabilize his team. I think playing 4 at the back helps United, but again, they hired a coach who plays 3 at the back and then they didn't back him and then sacked him, so it's like a complete mess from top to bottom, which is what United is. Fletcher has not had too many days to impose his new style, but early indicators point to reverting away from Amorim's rigid system to something more balanced, which is what we have seen in the news that has been described so far. Big news for United is that Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount are back in squad training, so they'll probably feature in the match, albeit I don't think they'll be starting the match, but probably they'll be on the bench, or maybe Mount might start and Bruno might come on in the second half, and it could be the other way around. Bruno might start and Mount could be coming on in the second half. So let's see how the match goes. Despite the change in leadership at Man United, Fletcher coming in, squad selection may not be too different because we don't really have too many players, and the board are not willing to invest in January, I guess, and this is a good excuse for them to not invest in January, postpone until the summer, and then summer targets will move to other clubs, and then again we'll be in the same situation come 12 months, I guess. But let's get into the predicted lineups, what we think is what United and Burnley would be lining up with. I think Burnley will probably go with their 4-4-2 structure with Walker, Esteve, Ekdal and Hartman as the back line. Bren Larson, Cullen, Ugochukwu and Anthony as their midfielders, and Foster leading the line. Coming to Man United, I think again we'll see Senne Lammens in the goal. Dello, I hate this player, but I think he's going to be starting. Maguire probably, Martinez and Shaw, or maybe Dorgu. You don't know, maybe Dorgu might start at right wing. Casemiro and Ugarte will probably be the defensive midfielders, I guess, because Menu is still not available. And then we'll have Cunha, Dorgu, Fernandes, and then Sesko leading the line for United. Fernandes' Mount's return definitely boosts United's attacking capabilities, which just might be too much for Burnley. But and there could be a new manager bounce, which is surely expected after Amorim's sacking. So I think this will be crucial for United. Fernandes returning because he creates chances, he scores goals, and all of those. And then if you move on to the key players and key matchups and the players to watch, I think Cunha is the one. He'll be starting. Not sure if Bruno would be. I think he would be the most creative player for United with the goal threat. He's having scored in the last game. And Fernandes back in probably to supply chances to Sesko and Cunha. I think Sesko still lacks some experience in the Premier League. He was not able to take any chances that we created for him in the last game. For Burnley, I think Foster would be the one whose energy and physicality will definitely cause some trouble in United's defense. They might target Martinez as he's not quite tall, according to Carragher. And he scored at Old Trafford as well, so I'm not counting him out. United need some stability. Probably they need to win the match, and let's see how it will go. If we look at the tactical battles, Burnley will probably need to be disciplined and compact, denying space to United in between lines so that Bruno should not be able to get into those spaces. One positive thing from Rúben Amorim sacking would be I think Bruno might be playing number 10 where he is really good. So he might be able to create too many chances and get into those positions to get the ball and then supply to the strikers or even Cunha. And United will probably look for early control, probably assert their dominance early on, get a couple of goals if they can. They have struggled to score a lot of goals themselves as well, but they'll try to. I think the space would be out wide. They need to put the ball to their wingers, need some overlaps from the fullbacks so that they can cross in, and Sesko's movement and Cunha's presence in the box is where I think United can threaten. And Bruno, obviously you have Bruno, so he can look for those passes which he goes for all the time, the Hollywood passes as people like to call it. But I think United might be the favorites for this one. Now coming to match prediction, based on recent form, I think Burnley has been struggling. They have not won in 11 consecutive matches, and a United side which is coming off of a manager sacking, but I think they still boast quality to upset Burnley over here, and I think United would be the favorite. So my prediction would be 2-1 to Man United. I think we are gonna score a couple of goals, but I think we'll probably concede as well because we're not that good at defense. With only 4 at the back, we've been letting goals in with 5 at the back. So definitely with 4 at the back, I don't see us keeping a clean sheet, and probably we'll be letting 1 or 2 goals in. But I think we'll have enough to score a couple of goals as well, and my prediction would be 2-1 win to Man United. There you have it then, a full tactical lineup, prediction, preview for Burnley vs Manchester United Turf Moor. Drop your prediction in the comments. Do you think Burnley can shock United, or will Fletcher's Man United take control and gain the victory? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you like the video, see you in the next one.